Yo, what's up, brothers and sisters? Have I got a show for you today? I'm going to be doing a little bit of storytelling. Now, ain't about my story, but a rapper from Hong Kong who had just released his latest EP, 鉅世無遺, literally at the start of the year, 2 weeks ago. PetPetShawn, a 3-track EP that tells the story of Hong Kong. Unfortunately, I did not get around to go to his launch party at Wanchai 2 weeks ago, but I have somehow managed to meet up with him thereafter to go deep dive into details in talking about how this EP was made. Truly brilliant storytelling. How he spent 2 years refining, fine-tuning his music, his beats, his lyrics, and his directionally thinking of building the music video is simply phenomenal and amazing. So let's go right into it. The first one, 3章, about life in the 90s, the mid-90s of Hong Kong. Sneaker culture, street culture, to the details of some of the stores around Hong Kong, you know, buying it long to be in. Shirts were tucked in as we grew older, b-boy breaking in the middle of a sneaker shop in Mong Kok, right? So these are things that I think a lot of Hong Kongers, especially during that time, reminisce, right? You know, we don't get that anymore. We don't see that anymore in 2026. He recruited 2 young videographers as well who were actually mixing a little bit of virtual and reality in the 90s of Hong Kong in a way that young people can feel it and be able to understand and relate to. The amount of time he spent to create and think and rethink and rewrite and even maybe reshoot as well some of the content and the context of the video and the actual songwriting, it's quite demanding. There's the 熟食中心啦, the cooked food center in some of the wet markets around Hong Kong. Those were popular as well, it still is. Talked about how he used to fix umbrellas at Soulgate. At the end of the video, you see him showing off his phone of when he was the time before he re-emerged himself as a different look and feel for himself. That photo was actually the changing point. Every line in the song actually tells you an element of what took place in the 90s. All these are so particular that if you miss it, you miss it. Now, when you put together, you have a piece of amazing video that actually really does what storytelling really does, right? And you can just close your eyes and imagine how life was like back in the 90s back then. Second song, 夜行, nightlife. This song takes place Jordan. It's a name that you hear a lot. 油尖旺啊, 尖沙咀旺角, 油麻地, but Jordan sits right in the middle, right? What he did with this song, he talked about the 光輝, the most amazing time of what Jordan went through around the 80s, right? Where neon lights, you know, nightclubs, you've got street life, you've got a lot of different things happening between Temple Street, New Gage, all the way to Jordan Road, Jordan Dome. It's a shade off from what it used to be. At first, when he wanted to do the video, he wanted to walk around the streets, right? But then, in the end, he actually sets his story inside a minivan, Vanzaya. Basically, he, you know, as he was writing his lyric, good-looking girl walking in, and then they start fantasizing nightclubs, the glamorous, and all the things that adults do. His brain went through the process of seeing all those happening in the shiny light lives and so forth, right? He came back to reality, and then there's this thug that just came in, started to slash his lives around, and then him being the hero of the day, trying to save that girl and saves the day. Like as I said, you know, the song takes place at the night time, right? So very moody. But one thing, again, being a storyteller he talks about how the different parts of Temple Street, you know, one side will be selling sex toy, and then on the outside, it's actually you see beggars sleeping on the street, right? So there's a lot of societal kind of say challenges, visualization of how it looked like back in the days, right? And some of that actually hadn't changed too much since then. The street might have been cleaned up quite a fair bit nowadays, but Temple Street to me has always been the same Temple Street, right? You know, people are still selling those toys on one side of the new library now, or the new 玉器中心, the new Jade Market and so forth. This guy is into the details of things. It's crazy. He talked about a place where he actually worked at the bar, right? What's gone now? It's all the big ass neon light. Most songs you hear these days don't give you that juice, and to me, this juice is very important, culturally important to, one, have it recorded, and two, express it through hip hop. That's the key. Well, yes, at the end of the song, one of the famous songwriters in Hong Kong, talking about people that were getting old and then they were feeling a little bit hopeless about life, and at the same time, that's life. Third track's called 疫流, a story about Hong Kong going through COVID a few years back. Most of us could relate to that, right? Because that's happened so recently. It's not the type to go around and chase hype and what's popular during that time, right? So 2 years on, talking about the storyline a little bit, the imbalance of the society was very apparent during that period. Suppose of masks that would have cost $100 to $150 at the beginning of COVID. Now, for those rich folks, these are spare change. They can get access to higher, better quality equipment and masks. You know, you've got taxi driver, you're basically having to sit at the back of the taxi to have your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Same for those who were in construction sites as well, right? Those that actually started to have work. It's quite messy during that period overall, right? And how he expressed it, you know, using different layers of lyrics to actually unpeel some of these different difficulties that people had to deal with during that time, I think is pretty tough to do. Little elements such as using pen to poke on the lift button. The video hasn't been released yet, so spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear about what the music video looked like, close your eyes and close your ears for now. A little bit about the video, right? It's in a setting of a laundromat. Shawn actually went and worked in a big laundromat for about 2 months just to experience what the feeling was like during that period, and they're having to have all the keys on him, gloves and clothes and caps and masks and everything, and then having to also unpocketing stuff from people's shirts and pants pockets, right? You get sanitizer, you get masks, you get COVID stick, testing stick. It does it in a subtle way, so you can tell the whole setting, the mood is very solemn. As part of his EP, he also has a little gift for the audience as well. Originally, he had 3 different ideas, right? And in the end, he had chosen the blind box as his final idea. These things is something that were popular during the 90s, during in Hong Kong as well too. So, and then to me, this is brilliant, the way of how he encompass all the, I would say, the right elements to complete his set of EP design. And the EP should be something that focused, concentrated, and try and get as deep and as detailed as possible. Literally, this is what he has done with 鉅世無遺. I can't wait to see the third music videos to be released, but until next time, see ya.